What's up everyone? Welcome back or welcome to another weekly dose of video. My name is Aldo, I'm a powerlifter and forex trader, and today, with this beautiful view, I wanted to discuss with you all a very important topic which most people often struggle with. And since as of recent, a friend of mine went through a negative experience that brought him some suffering and frustration in his life. As I was helping him, I realized I have some interesting perspectives that could also help other people. So I thought it would be great to do a full video about it. If that wasn't clear already, the video will be around suffering and why you should stop suffering in your own imagination. Before we begin with the video, I want to make one thing very clear, and that is we all suffer to some degree. In the trading world, there is plenty of suffering, from watching your P&L going up and down, your balance, all of the uncertainty. I could make a list 2-3 pages long, but that's not the goal for this video. Suffering is part of human nature. It's our survival instinct to think about the problems, to focus on all of the possible outcomes of a bad event or a general event. That's totally normal, but that's also where you should draw a line. If thinking about the problem is to be aware, to be prepared, to prepare yourself, that's amazing, that's fantastic. But when thinking about the problems, thinking about the outcomes becomes suffering, frustration, that's when it becomes unproductive. It clouds your mind and makes you do stupid shit. My boy Seneca was thinking the same back then. We suffer more in our imagination than in the reality. Again, when you think about the problems, just the act of thinking about them can bring some suffering. But if that's for preparing yourself, that is still good. That is still okay. Another very important aspect is that most people think of suffering as a very negative thing, which it is partially. But if you're able to see that suffering also comes with some benefits, like knowing yourself, learn about yourself, and finally learn how to be tough. So if you're able to reframe suffering also as a positive thing, things will get a little bit better. That brings us to the first advice. Don't act out of this state of mind. It may sound very obvious, but I can list how many times I've seen other people, but also myself, acting out of this state of mind, and then later on regretting everything. When the only thing you can focus on are problems, you're not in the right state of mind to find solutions or to act at all. From this first step to the second one would be to get some perspective, either by yourself, so putting it on paper, going for a walk, whatever works, and reflect on your reaction, all of the possible things you can do about the problems, about the outcomes. You can also ask to a friend, to a close person to you, and that will massively help you to get perspective, to zoom out and see the whole situation, see the whole picture. If the advice were good, you are now hopefully focusing on only on the things you can control, and 99% of the cases the thing you can control is your reaction. So in this phase you will work hard to prepare yourself to handle all of the possible outcomes, and that's where actions will be and will feel like medicine. Lastly, the key elements that will definitely help you overcome and destroy this suffering phase will be accountability, both if the problems were caused by you and all of the consequences that are going or can happen in the future. Confidence in who you are as a person. If you believe you are tough, you better be ready to act as a tough person, because these negative events will reveal you to yourself. If deep down you are a pussy, well, you are gonna be disappointed. If deep down you are the person you think and you say you are, it'll be much better. The first couple of times might definitely be hard, and that's probably because you don't really have a lot of experience in these events, these kind of things. But as I mentioned in my confidence video, confidence can be built from the little things. So even in these cases, you can think of a little past frustration moment or little suffering you had, and you can think when you overcame that precise moment, and that's when you get a little bit more confident. As I already mentioned, negative events reveal who you are to yourself, what you believe in. So my question would be, are you a pussy or the tough person you say and you think you believe you are? Everything that I said isn't gonna be easy. It's gonna be extremely hard, but that's definitely not an excuse to not try. And I strongly believe at the end of the day, in life, you genuinely have to try and fight for the things you want, because no one else is going to do it for you. Alright guys, the video ends here. Hope the things I said will help you in your suffering, alleviate a little bit of frustration. As my mom often says, it can rain forever. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.